Clemson's been on a roll lately. What do you see out of them when you watch their film?
I think they are very well coached. They're a hard team to prepare for. It's made it even more challenging with Amir Sims at the 5 in terms of what he can do at that position. He's an excellent decision maker. He can drive the ball from the perimeter. He certainly can shoot the ball from the perimeter, but he's not your typical perimeter player. I mean, he's just as effective around the basket. He guards the other team's big man. He just is so multifaceted that everything that Clemson does has that focal point of something that's odd for your team. But on the other end of the floor, defensively, I think they're as sound as any team we play. They are not going to beat themselves, whether it's their lack of turnovers on offense and defensively being in the right position. They make the game very, very sticky in the lane. They really understand ball side, help side. Again, a very, very well-coached team and a uniqueness in what they do with the 5 position.
Chris, are you guys going to have Malik tomorrow? Stephen mentioned that he may not be able to go.
He's day-to-day. I mean, he suffered, a knee injury versus Georgia Tech. And, thankfully, it wasn't anything, surgery or anything that's going to require him being out for an extended period of time. So he's day-to-day at this point. There's a bruise. And, whether he plays tomorrow, I don't know yet.
Coach, assuming that if he doesn't play, can we assume that we might see more of Aiden?
I mean, you can assume anything you want.
Well, I'm going to ask you, might we see Aiden more? And my question really is, have you seen enough improvement with him where if you need to have him play, you will feel somewhat comfortable with him?
I go back to now we play the most unique center in our league. So it's a very, very difficult challenge for Steve Malik, certainly a freshman. So, may you see him tomorrow? Absolutely. That's not a guarantee. We may go small if we need to. So we're going to figure that out as time goes on with where Malik's status is. But, Aiden's on scholarship and he's got to be able to hold his own when we put him out there.
How does having Duane in a situation like this help?
I mean, it helps in any situation. He's so versatile, he's so smart, and he can just simply float from position to position. But, again, the challenge is the guy on the other side of the floor. So I know what Duane brings and has always brought ever since I've been here. So, you want to have guys like that on your team.
Malik had such a strong finish. Did he get hurt during that time, do you know, or was it before?
He actually got hurt towards the end of the first half when he missed a follow-up dunk and came down and, just a little bit awkwardly. But, he was checked out at halftime and, structurally everything was fine. And just hurt the next day a little bit more than usual. So, Fred took him to the doctor and that's where we stand today.
There's been so much talk about a point guard, especially David here as of late, but you like the way Darius finished the game the other night. Fresh has seemed to really start putting games in games. Do you feel comfortable with that position? On any given night, somebody's going to give you what you need, that consistency.
Yeah, I would tell you that we need a little bit more consistency from game to game from each player, because, otherwise you feel like you're at the carnival with pop-up moles trying to figure out which one should be going in. But I've said it, David's coming along. Darius' effort on the defensive end the last 2 games has been nothing short of, the best he's put in the Cardinal uniform. So, and Fresh has been solid all year long, especially on the defensive end. So we are getting more consistent play out of that position.
Chris, what do you think it is about you guys down the stretch of games this year as opposed to last year? I mean, you guys were on a 5-game winning streak, but maybe you lose 4 of those games a year ago, now you're winning them.
I think experience helps. Having been in those moments before, guys coming up big and believing in themselves, a desire to win, and knowing that you get down a couple possessions, you have to be able to fight on the defensive end so that you continue to keep yourself, above water. So a 4-point lead for the opponent doesn't go to 7. because you're too worried about what just happened on the offensive end or what's going to happen. So again, I think all that's bottled up in experience.
Was Sims more of a wing guy last year when you played him, or?
He was more of the four. You know, he played alongside of you know, some good five men, but yeah, they've sort of slid him over a little bit.
As seasons progress, obviously freshmen can continue to make strides. Do you have a philosophy on, do you like to tinker with the starting lineup once you get to the meat of your season, or do you like to leave it alone since you guys are on a roll?
No, I don't have a philosophy. You know, again, I think sometimes, you know, I don't want to be too rigid, but, you know, again, strong starts or lack thereof have not been our issue, you know, for the most part. You know, it's those lulls during the course of a half that we have to figure out how to get better. But, you know, the other night we weren't very good to start the game on the defensive end. It was a very high-scoring game, but I think it was a one-point game at the first immediate timeout. So, you know, we just have to have a little bit more energy, a little bit more readiness on the defensive end. And give Georgia Tech credit, but starts haven't been our issue.
Coach, with Malik potentially being out tomorrow, he brings a ton of intensity to the court. Who would you like to see step up if he can't play tomorrow in that regard?
Every guy in a, I believe we're wearing white uniform. Every guy. When you lose a player, or potentially lose a player of Malik's magnitude, you know, you have to, you're not just going to anoint the next guy and say this is your opportunity to become Malik. We need everybody to be better if we're in that situation tomorrow and he can't go.
Sam's been getting more minutes lately. He hasn't necessarily been scoring a lot, but what's he been doing that's kind of gotten him more playing time?
I would say, Lucas, what I asked him to, and that was what's been keeping him out is his defensive awareness, his defensive effectiveness. He's doing a great job. And I would love for him to, you know, break out of, not a slump, but be a little bit more assertive offensively, be a little bit more of a guy that we know can, you know, ring some points and put some points on the board. So he's earned it. He's done a great job on the defensive end. We're gaining a lot more confidence in him, not just to put him in, but at key stretches of the game, you know, in winning time as well. That's great, you know, to have that type of confidence in a couple of your young guys is, at this point in the year.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, yep.